What's up, YouTube? This right here is my Star Wars Rogue One review. Haven't made a video in a long time, and I wasn't planning to make a review, but because my Force Awakens and other Star Wars videos are amongst my most popular videos, I'll make this review for you guys, since you guys really enjoyed that stuff. So, this review will have spoilers, so get out right now if you haven't seen the movie. I warned you. So, this movie is frustrating. This is not a bad movie, and the reason why I'm frustrated is not because of this movie. It's more at Disney, because this was a good movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't average. I'd just say it was good. It's pretty good. Solid, you know? And this just shows that Disney is 100% capable of making a good Star Wars movie. And why I'm frustrated is because Star Wars The Force Awakens is the most piece of shit movie I've ever seen in my life. And then I see Disney put out a solid film in Rogue One. This was a solid film. And it's just frustrating. And here's the thing. If Disney were to make one good movie and one bad movie, I'd rather have the good movie be Force Awakens and the bad movie be Rogue One, because, Rogue One's more of a standalone movie. It's okay if Rogue One sucked, but I'm happy Rogue One was good. I came into this movie thinking, hey, it'll be pretty solid. Ended up being, what I thought, pretty good movie. So, that's that. What I liked. I liked the story. I liked the characters. The characters were all cool. My favorite characters was the K2SO droid, I believe his name was. That droid was freaking funny. I liked the dude with the stick, who believed in the Force, and his saying, I think he says, I am one with the Force is with me, or I am with the Force is with me, something like that. That was cool, and all the main characters were pretty cool in my opinion. I had nothing to complain about really personally. The CGI, the Tarkin CGI, and the Leia CGI was cool. And I see a lot of Star Wars people, like fans, complaining about the CGI of Tarkin and Leia. Please stop bitching for once. I couldn't even tell with Tarkin. I was sort of able to tell with Leia, but with Tarkin, I was able to tell a little bit. I was suspicious. It wasn't until after the movie I found out they were CGI. So, I mean, these Star Wars fans have something against CGI, and every sci-fi movie uses CGI since, 2005. So get over it, okay? I mean, there's plenty other good CGI in this movie, and that's where I am. In terms of the cameos, I was cool with the dudes from the bar, them just bumping into them in the Jedi Temple area. But what I wasn't cool with, but it wasn't a big deal, was C-3PO and R2-D2. If you're gonna have C-3PO and R2-D2, only have them at the very end, because they were in Leia's ship in A New Hope. So if we're gonna see those two characters, it should only be there. In terms of Darth Vader, he was only in 2 scenes in this movie. I don't think the first scene was needed at all, when Darth Vader was choking the dude with the cape. I don't think he should have been. I was cool with the end when Darth Vader was killing all the rebels, just slaughtering them. Probably the best scene in the movie. And the rebels are frantically, the door wasn't opening, so he passed it on. And just the overall theme of this movie was good. And it was about heroism and, thinking of the group before yourself. And all these characters knew they were pretty much going to die, transferring the Death Star plans to the rebels. They knew they were going to die. And they did it anyways. They did it with no hesitancy. And they all sacrificed their lives for it. So, in all honesty, I thought the way the main characters died, only Jin, and I forgot the dude's name. That's another problem with this movie. These characters' names are so complicated to remember. I only remember K2SO, if I even said his name right, and Jin. And all these other new characters' names, I don't know any of their names. They have, complicated names. Like, look at the Star Wars movies. We had simple names like Leia, Han, Luke, these guys, we have some like crazy foreign, hard to grasp names, hard to remember. You'd only remember these names if you saw the movie, 2 or 3 times. But for a first timer, I can't remember all these names because they're all complicated. So yeah, I mean, another small gripe. See, my problems with this movie are small gripes. That, another small gripe is some of these characters could have had more development, but I mean, you had about like 5, 6 characters within the main clique. And, they focused on Jin the most, and they did a good job with developing her. You know what I mean? And their deaths, I'd only say that Jin and the dude had a good death when they were chilling at the beach in the explosion. I think K2, the robot, the droid, he had a good death. And then the rest were kind of... It seemed like people died too often by grenades in this movie. Also, another death was Jin's father. That death felt kind of cheap. I think that the dude in the white cape should have killed, Jin's father in front of her face, which would drive her to, more revenge. But her father just ends up dying by a rebel bomber, Felt kind of too convenient. I don't know. But a lot of people have been saying this movie felt slow. And I know this review is not structured at all. A lot of people felt this movie was slow. Personally, for me, it started slow, right? But I got really into it, once Jin met with the black extremist dude that was crippled. And then she saw the hologram, which was of her father, which was very emotional, very well done. And how the black radical guy died by the Death Star. That was cool. And after that, I was 100% invested in this movie. And this was a solid film. Had some issues, but I mean, I feel like it's issues you can't really fix. I don't know, that's just me. You're just gonna have these issues in no matter what. Humor was good. And just, I mean, it was good. Space battle was cool. Wasn't like they didn't insult your intelligence hardcore like The Force Awakens. God, that movie's awful. And I guess I'm going to be looking forward from here on out to the Star Wars standalone movies, whereas the new trilogy, I don't give a shit. Star Wars Episode 8's going to fucking suck, most likely. But, the new Han Solo movie and Boba Fett movies coming out, hey, I'll be optimistic about them. So, out of, 10, I'd probably give this movie an 8. I recommend it. Solid Star Wars movie. Would I see it again in theaters? No. Would I buy the DVD? Probably not. But I mean, if this movie were to come up, on TV a few years from now, I'd probably watch it. So, solid movie. Good job. You guys did way better than The Force Awakens. And I am now looking forward to the Star Wars standalone movies. If you like this review, please leave a like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Peace.